Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is the power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Viktor Frankl. Have you ever noticed how your mind effortlessly and consistently makes meaning out of your life experience? It's as if our minds are pre-programmed to answer the question, what does this mean? And this is happening in the background almost constantly as a reflexive process. And it's so easy to take for granted that the meaning that our minds make is obvious and true. What makes this relevant is that the meaning that we make has a huge impact on how we feel and what we do. It impacts how we feel about ourselves and about others. It impacts how we feel about our circumstances and our ability to change them. And how we feel about those things impact what we do as a result. Here's the best part. Meaning making is always a choice. So a good question to be asking yourself right now is, if meaning making is always a choice, and if it impacts how I feel and what I do, why wouldn't I always choose to make a more empowering meaning out of a situation? It's a good question to be asking yourself. You see, thinking and feeling are bidirectional. What you think impacts how you feel, and how you feel impacts what you think. Because our lives are a constant unfolding of experience, and given that our minds are going to make meaning out of those experiences regardless, consciously choosing a more empowering meaning is a highly effective way to raise the resting baseline state of your day-to-day experience of life. It improves your attitude. If someone gives you feedback about something and the meaning that you make is that you must not be very good, you might not feel very good about yourself, and you probably won't put that much effort into improving. In that same situation, if the meaning you make is that this might help me improve, or this feedback might be an opportunity, then you're more likely to feel better about yourself, maybe even curious or excited, and you just might actually try implementing the feedback that you got to see if it makes things even better. If you've attempted something that you didn't accomplish, you could make that mean that you failed, or you could make that mean that you learned something. Which one feels better? The words that we use to define our experience has an impact. A good place to start is by doing what I call catching myself in the act. I start to bring awareness to the moments or experiences that leave me feeling disempowered. And it's important to just simply witness or observe yourself. And by that, I mean, if you catch yourself feeling disempowered, don't start to get down on yourself for finding that that's your experience. Otherwise, that's just another meta level of disempowering meaning making. When I catch this happening, I ask myself, what is the meaning I'm making out of this experience? And is there room for adjusting the meaning that I'm making such that I might leave this experience feeling more empowered? The more you bring awareness to this process, the more you begin to see that your reflexive meaning making is largely dependent on your state. If you're feeling neutral or joyful, or if you're feeling resourced, it can be easy to feel like you're at choice about the meaning that you make out of a situation. If you're feeling under-resourced or triggered even, it can be a lot harder to feel like you have choice about the meaning that you're making out of the situation that you feel is triggering you in the first place. And yet, if in those situations you can manage to come up with a more empowering meaning, it can often be the turning point in how you feel and what you do as a result. Now, I'm not saying that we should only ever force positive meaning making or bypass what's actually happening. What I am saying is that many of us habitually come up with disempowering meaning as a result of our coping mechanisms or painful experiences from our past. And that disempowering meaning can impact our life experience. And it can be healthy and even liberating to pay attention to the quality of the meaning that we make and how it leaves us feeling. If you're curious to explore more about this idea of meaning making and the impact that it has on our lives, check out the book by Viktor Frankl called Man's Search for Meaning. It's about his incredible story of surviving years in Nazi concentration camps during the Holocaust and the role that meaning making played in his survival. Here's a quote from the author. "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." We get to choose the meaning we make in any situation, and that choice will have a big impact on our attitude. That choice made again and again over a lifetime will have a huge impact on the quality of our lives. That's it. See you in the next one.